We welcome you, dear brothers and sisters, to our channel. Forgiveness Sunday is a special day for all Orthodox Christians. It seems to conclude our preparations for Great Lent. But few know where the tradition of asking for forgiveness before Great Lent originated, and what spiritual significance this day holds for us. As we know, Jesus Christ spent 40 days in solitude in the desert in prayer and fasting. Egyptian monks began to follow this same tradition, striving to imitate the Lord's ascetic deeds. During Great Lent, they would retreat into the desert to distance themselves from the distractions of the world and devote themselves to fasting, solitude, and prayer. They would meet again just before Easter. But such an ascetic feat often ended tragically for the monks. Some were killed by wild animals, others perished in the desert. Thus, before Great Lent, the monks knew that for some of them, this meeting might be their last. Therefore, they would bid farewell as though facing death, asking for forgiveness from the bottom of their hearts and forgiving everyone, as if for the last time. This is how the tradition of asking for forgiveness before Great Lent came to be. But there is another reason why this act of forgiveness became so deeply rooted among Orthodox Christians. People did not want to carry grudges in their hearts and begin Great Lent with them. For the Lord does not accept our fasting or many prostrations if we continue to harbor resentment in our hearts. Only through forgiveness and reconciliation with others can we reconcile with God. Later, the act of forgiveness spread to all churches. Since ancient times, this day has been the day of the highest humility for all Orthodox Christians. The oldest and highest-ranking individuals would ask for forgiveness from their subordinates. Kings and military leaders would visit all their troops and ask for forgiveness from them. They also visited monasteries, where they asked forgiveness from the bishops. They would ask forgiveness from their servants and subjects. By their example, they showed how important it is for everyone to humble themselves and ask for forgiveness, even from the smallest and lowest-ranking individuals. The tradition of asking for forgiveness and forgiving others continues to this day. We ask for forgiveness from our family members, loved ones, calling those we have wronged or with whom we had conflicts. In church, we ask forgiveness from fellow parishioners and priests. It is important not to do this only outwardly. We must lighten our souls, forgive others from the heart, and with courage and humility, ask forgiveness from those we have offended or those we are upset with. After all, our conscience clearly tells us whom we should ask for forgiveness from first. The Lord knows and sees our hearts, and we can never deceive Him. Therefore, on this day we must be sincere and honest with ourselves, seeking forgiveness not only from those with whom we are already on good terms, but also from those to whom it is difficult or embarrassing to approach, for one reason or another, and with whom we find it hard to reconcile due to our pride. It is hard for us to humble ourselves before others, but on this day, we must overcome ourselves to please the Lord and fulfill His commandment of love for our neighbors. It is also important to know that we must ask forgiveness not only from those we have wronged but also from those who have wronged us. After all, we do not know, perhaps we have tempted someone, and on this day we must ask forgiveness for that and forgive in return. As we see, many generations of Orthodox Christians have known and understood how important it is to reconcile with our neighbors. On the last Sunday before Great Lent, we must purify our souls from all grievances, reconcile with everyone, and enter Great Lent with a pure heart. This year, Forgiveness Sunday falls on March 2nd, and we still have some time to remember and reflect on whom we will ask forgiveness from first.